They are, mateys. You know, I'm tied up safe and secure here at my home port in North Point Marina in Rock Hall. And, you know, just thinking about some of the sailing things that I've done. Do you ever get nervous about this stuff? I mean, I do. And like this last episode I had going up to Tidewater and Havre de Grace, where my engine died because of fuel starvation, and man, I can't applaud enough the guys up there for doing such a great job of helping me figure this thing out. I mean, this must have been my problem from day one. It just is so simple, but yet it was complicated because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, you know. And coming across from Baltimore the other day, winds picked up a little bit, and I'm thinking about some of the things that have happened to me in the past. You know, just a couple of real quick stories. It's like one time I was coming out of Hampton, Virginia at 2:30 in the morning, and all the lights, you know, it's hard to tell what's what and who's who, and you hear on the radio to keep an eye out because a truck just drove off the bridge and is in the water. And then I get this is before I had AIS, I get a call on the VHF. Somebody says, motor sailor by Green, I don't remember what it was, but he said, what's your intentions? I said, well, I plan to go out to wherever and head north. And he goes, well, I just want to make you aware that we have a warship coming in from the ocean. You have a container ship coming down from the north, and you have 2 tugboats coming up from the south. And in a few minutes, that's going to be a very congested area. I said, okay, thanks. And I turned sooner than what I wanted, and I still had plenty of water. Oh yeah, it was small craft advisory, so I'm already fighting 2 to 3 foot waves, maybe a little bit bigger down there. And then all these ships start coming in, and you know, they all have different light configurations, and it was nerve-wracking. It just I was like this, and then I'm thinking the next day when I get ready to go, sometimes it's hard to get over that. But I've learned over the years now of doing this. Now, I've only been sailing for 4 years, but I've been power boating for almost 20. The thing is with sailboats, you're not going to outrun a storm. You're not going to outrun any other ships. So you really got to plan ahead for things. Now, a couple of things that I do, a key one is when the weather gets bad, I have my handheld VHF, and of course I've got safety harness that I can snap into with my life jacket. Well, I clip this onto it, and the standard horizon one, even if I don't turn it on, when it drops in the water, it automatically turns on and a strobe light goes off. So now I've got that on me. I've got my DSC right here. I'm a little bit better off. You never know when you're going to get stuck at night. So I always carry the spotlight that plugs in. What I really should get though is one of the battery ones, just in case my batteries on the boat aren't working. Well, then I don't have power for this. Another thing, the chart plotter. When I went up to Havre de Grace and I got close to Aberdeen Proving Grounds, I don't know what they were doing, but anyway, chart plotter went to, I mean, it was working, but I wasn't getting the right GPS signal. I have a chart plotter on my tablet too, but if you're not getting a signal, you're not getting a signal. Luckily, this isn't the right chart book, but I always carry the chart book with me, and I open it up to the pages that I'm going to be at, and I check it periodically. The NV charts that I use it on my computer. I don't have a GPS on my computer, but I use the chart that's on this as my, you know, I kind of do my planning with that. That works out nice. But I always carry the paper charts because I never know what the hell's going to happen. And my GPS, a Standard Horizon, it's very dependable, but I always carry a spare with me on that. And then of course, now today with the cell phones, that makes a difference. I have the compass here. I use that compass all the time. Oh, I accidentally turned this on. That's what that noise was. Okay. And you know, the thing is, if you plan for some of these things, then it's not as scary. You know, I always carry a spare fuel filter, but I could tell on the Have to Grace thing it wasn't the fuel filter. The pickup tube was just so clogged it was unbelievable. But carry a few spare parts. Know where you're going. Have an emergency plan for bad weather. And I solo sail, so if I fall off, there's nobody there to get me. That's where this really comes in handy, and the fact that it automatically turns on, that's a huge, huge benefit. But you know, I plan on, you know, I reef my, if the weather looks like it's going to be bad, all right, I reef my main before I leave the marina or leave the anchorage. It's a lot easier to take the reef out if the weather is good than to try and put it in while you're bouncing around solo. Oh, the other thing, where the heck is it here? I didn't bring it out, but my autopilot, the Simrad tiller pilot, that is really essential when you solo sail. I mean, you know, I can set that up, I can get the nose into the wind so I can get the sails up or get the sails down. If I need to go below for something for an emergency, I've got that set, and I've had that thing now for, oh gosh, going on 3 years, maybe 4 years. Very, very dependable. It's like having another crew member. And just thinking about some of the things that I've been in, and I could go on and on and on. I'm sure you guys have got a lot of stories too that are like hair raising. Well, if I had hair, it could raise. But you get back out there and you do it. And you do it because you can analyze what happened to you, make a plan for the next, and every situation is going to be different. You're going to keep learning, but that's the beauty of it, is that you can learn. And the one thing I have learned for sure is that the boat is pretty damn seaworthy. It's going to take the weather a lot better than myself or a crew member. And you have to just build that confidence in your boat, in your seamanship skills. And the only way to do that, and don't, I'm not advocating go out there in bad weather just to practice. No. When it does happen to you, when the wind picks up and the seas pick up, learn from that. Put it back in your memory, remember it, and you'll have a better time of sailing. Now, when I came across from Baltimore, I had to motor most of the way, or even from Havre de Grace to Baltimore, it was almost a 7-hour motor. The engine ran fine. I mean, my confidence built back up in the engine a little bit, especially knowing what I know now. And that's the other thing. Get to know your boat, man. I mean, learn the systems when the weather is good. Learn what to do when the weather is good, so when it does turn south on you, it's not a panic situation. You know, I set up my tools where I can grab them. I know where my fuel filters are, where my wrenches are for that, so if something happens, I can get to it quickly. I know where my spare lines are. I've got my main anchor on the bow. I've got an emergency anchor in the stern. You kind of plan for the worst and know that the best is going to happen. And I just, the last couple days sitting here, looking at how bad the weather was out there and everything, being very happy I was tied up at the marina. and thinking about some of those situations I was in. Hey, look, I'm still here. I survived them. And what's Nietzsche say? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Okay, I'm stronger for it. You guys will be stronger for it. So anyway, until next time, happy and safe boating to you, your family, and friends.